Can I ask all the panel to come back on, and we'll open now for a panel discussion. But as we're waiting on them coming back, it's necessary to highlight that Artemis have chosen Belfast because of the centre of excellence there in the composites technology. But Europe is a centre of excellence now in hydrogen technology, and it's evident today with the audience that we have from across Europe. It's also evident with the panel that we have, who are all leaders and took a chance based on their knowledge and expertise 6 years ago that hydrogen was the way forward. Those are the people that you see. Behind all of those people are organisations such as NUA in Galway, Energia, High Energy, our own Belfast Met, who share our vision that hydrogen is one of the energy solutions to meet the climate crisis, one of the energy solutions to provide that what we call economic and energy security. And in Ian's slides there, he showed about the ferries. We're working with 2 partners in Rathlin Island and in Valencia Island off the coast of Kerry, who need transport security. And that transport security can be provided by Artemis with a hydrogen fuel cell. So they have the energy security, the transport security, and then that builds in economic security. So when we talk about hydrogen, it's the catalyst for growth through energy. And when we talk about people sharing the vision, as we've said, our own partners, including Belfast Met, share that. What we need to stimulate the growth. And some of the work we're doing with Peter Waters and the rest of the team is how we develop the skills to support and stimulate the market. The technician skills, the hydrogen engineer skills for the fuel cells, for the refueling. And there's a question on the back of that, Mark, come with yourself. I'd like to go back to what Connor asked. And the one thing about here is being able to scan down and be able to find the right one, and maybe not able to do it. It's asking Mark about, we talked about the refueling station in Translink. How are we going to roll that out? Or how are we going to get the green hydrogen beyond the trial stage and beyond the pilot stage, please?
Sorry, Paul, didn't pick that one up.
Can you give us an illustration of how we're going to grow beyond the pilot stage and bring the hydrogen to the masses, if you will?
Yeah, I think the whole idea of the pilot is so that we can deliver the models. We're going to be connected to a 30 megawatt wind farm, and the whole of the island there's 1,800 megawatts of renewables. And along with the work that Rory's carrying out, we're looking at how where it's going to be best placed to put the next electrolyzers. Alongside that, the market has to develop, and as the market develops and as we see more vehicles coming on, we need to match out the production along with the demand that's going in. So the whole idea of the pilot is so that we can map out and we can upscale our solution.
As we look beyond the hydrogen, Rory, this is something for yourself on the decision support tool. And people are talking about transition fuels. How are you building transition fuels going from fossil to green hydrogen? How are you building them into that equation?
Well, yeah, so in some cases there may be transition fuels. In other cases they're not. I saw an interesting article yesterday that said that in the US, utility companies are bypassing natural gas to go directly from coal to renewables, which was, there's been this idea, and I've been a sort of a believer in it, certainly until quite recently, that natural gas is a bridge into the future, into a lower carbon future, but it might not be the case. We might just go directly to renewables, and if we do go directly to renewables, I think that hydrogen will not just be a bridge. I think it'll be a permanent fixture there. There's some, getting outside of electricity. I think there's in other sectors, in the transport sector, where we're very dependent on liquid fuels. I think that there is a role for hydrogen-based electrofuels there. If we look at moving large-scale transport, especially, say, ships, very large container ships going between continents, there's a whole liquid fuel infrastructure built up there, and it's going to be very difficult to decarbonize that. So one of the options is, can we synthesize liquid fuels using renewable hydrogen as one of the building blocks? And the same goes for aviation. So I think that hydrogen can serve both as a part of the bridge in these liquid fuels, but can also be the end destination as well in its purer form.
Thank you. A question for yourself, Ian Williamson, Ian 1, as we call you in today's presentation. When you process the water with electrical energy, what kind of water do you use? Is it seawater, deionized water? I believe it's important because it will generate use issues further in the line. That's from Vincent.
Yeah, I mean, what we're trying to do is, the water that goes into the electrolyzer needs to be pure. So even if you could start off with an impure water source, you still need to have a purification system. So we can, and this is what Seafuel is looking at. Yeah, we can start off with pure seawater through a desalinization plant, and then go on to look at putting that water directly into the electrolyzer. If we can, the next phase really of electrolysis is how can we accept dirty water into the systems and get the catalysts, which are really the key components of this equipment. How can we get those catalysts to be to be tolerant of some of these impurities?
Excellent. Hopefully you have your breath back now, Ian 2. There's a question for yourself. And it's from Tim. And I say, great to see the application of America's Cup technology in this way. What is the timeline for commercialization? Are the biggest challenges the fuel type, stroke range, or the foil design? P.S. I'd like to take you up on the offer of trying out the simulator.
I'd be welcome. The answer to the commercialization question is the 250 kilowatt systems available now. The larger stuff coming through the new program we're starting in Belfast will be over the next few years for larger vessels and fast ferries. In terms of the challenge, for sure, the range challenge is the bigger one because it's the unsurmountable one. Because physics is not on our side there. In terms of optimization of the foil design, one of the things that our simulation tools over the years have worked on is not just there's the dynamic simulation, and there's also what we call static optimizers, where you, same as you'd have in Formula One, where you have to trade off a lot of free variables, have a lot of fixed variables. But we have taken that kind of optimizer and now use it with sweeps. So, for example, you look at all the optimal performance states for a sweep of foil designs, a sweep of spans, and those spans are put in from parametric inputs like section shape and some of the structural constraints, and you get the answer out. And so as much as our work has been on simulation of the physical forces, it's also been about improving the efficiency of the production design so that you arrive on the optimal solution in a very efficient way, because it's exactly the same between Formula One and America's Cup. Time is your biggest battle. So you need to make your design tool chain very fast. And so, but unfortunately, the battery weight range problem, that snowballing effect, is only going down at the speed in which power density of batteries is going up, and that's not our area. So it's an unsurmountable challenge eventually at some point.
Interesting point that the battery weight range problem isn't just in marine, it's also in other forms of transport. And we referred to that at the start, that there is a hybrid solution. It's not one size fits all. Can I, on behalf of the audience, thank you, the panelists. We have another couple of slides to finish off. You can have a sit back and relax. I know it's been rather tense. We've been doing a live webinar. But as we come out of the COVID crisis, we're still in the climate crisis. And our feedback to everybody is we share the crisis and we will share the challenge. And as we move forward, there's been some fantastic feedback, especially from Laima in Colombia, and said it's the best webinar it's been on in months. And thanks us for that. We'd love to just finish off is our next series of webinars will be taking part in September and October. Hazel is a bid we're working on, a project we're working on with hydrogen in the 4 sectors. Hydrogen production, hydrogen sustainability, hydrogen safety, hydrogen application and usage. Our partners in these projects range from Diana Lykar in Macedonia and IECE right through to the University of South Wales and NUIG and DCU and University of Ulster with Dr. Celia Brennan. And we're looking at these areas, how we use hydrogen in these 4 quadrants. We'll have 4 webinars coming up, as I said, every fortnight in September and October, and we'll bring you the dates for those. That's the hydrogen-enabled zero-emission supply chains. The series itself and the conclusion. If Europe is serious about achieving successful energy transition to renewables, we must do so and achieve full commercial opportunity for renewable energy. In order to achieve this, we have to ensure full commercial flexibility in the sector coupling of renewable energy to all the different uses. The use of Smart 2 or hydrogen renewables, as we called it previously, as an energy carrier to achieve this goal is crucial. It's part of the wider European energy solution. It's helping shape the energy future, and it's exploring the versatility of hydrogen as an energy vector. And we are also, with our partners, as we said, in Seafuel and Huge and Hydrogen Ireland and the wider projects, University of Ulster, University of South Wales, and Saarbrücken and ETSIS, how we're now demonstrating that energy security and, as we refer to it, that energy richness for transport, for mobility, for heat, for industry, in those energy remote communities and putting them at the start of the energy equation. In conclusion, we believe that we're moving from red through to orange now to green. GenComm is part of a wider European solution. All of the partners we mentioned are all part of the new energy solution, and we are helping to shape the energy future. Before we close, I'd like to thank the audience, a phenomenal audience today, as we said, over 500 in attendance. We had some problems, some with Rory's sound coming through, and we got feedback on that. We will keep improving. It's a new world we live in. This is the new normal. We're not going to go back to what previously was, so let's get used to this. The webinars are a way of disseminating, give us digital footprint. The slides will be available on Friday, and the live recordings will be edited and be available next week in sections. All of the presenters have made the stuff available. All of the presenters are also going to answer the questions that you've posed, those that we didn't get time to come to, or further questions. You have my email there, paulmccormick@belfastmet.ac.uk. Let's get the questions up there on the Community Hydrogen Forum. Let's share those, and in sharing that, let's raise everybody's boat. Pardon the pun, Ian. But we're going to move forward in this. We're going to be able to do that. For further information, there's our website, there's the Hydrogen Forum. Our new newsletter, 22-page digital newsletter, is available on the site, and drop us an email if you can't get it downloaded. Before we sign off, I'd like to thank everybody. We'll be back in this first Wednesday in September. We'll give you the dates. We have all of your contact details. We're respecting the GDPR. We'll contact you individually. Feel free to contact us. One thing remiss of me, if I don't mention it, why do you think it was hectic here, the stuff that you can see? Well, not like the Swan. It's even worse downstairs with the fleet going mad under the water. With Colin, Anne, Eugene, Joanna, and Peter, and all the other teams in the background of Belfast Met, marketing and that. It's hectic in the background, but able to reach out and able to portray our message that's necessary. I'd like to thank everybody that's done that. Colin, key takeaways. Email me your answers to this. We talked about how we make energy the primary driver. What have you, the audience, taken away from today? Use the chat function. We'll pick up on it later on, or email me directly. But in closing, thank you all very much for your time. Thank you for your input. We have an audience from Macedonia right across to Columbia University and all points in between. And that shows the interest in not just hydrogen, but in addressing our carbon and our climate crisis. Thank you all very much indeed for your time, and thank you for the backroom team. Excellent work.